Are we gonna do trailers now, or are we gonna go to the Mummy 4?
I want to jump into the Supergirl trailer.
Okay, let's go. This trailer, by the way, this trailer, Supergirl. The first trailer I thought was fine. This trailer made me excited because you get to see more about like Kandor getting taken by Brainiac, which people thought, oh, that's they're showing Krypton getting destroyed. I'm like, no. If you read the comics, Kandor gets bottled by Brainiac. That's literally in the comics. Superman. They've said
that Brainiac is going to be tied into this too.
Yeah, they announced that he's going to be the main villain in Man of Tomorrow. So that literally I suspected it had to be Brainiac, because if you don't show this whole city getting extracted, Argo, because that's what literally Brainiac did in the comics, collecting cities on other planets.
Yep.
They call him the Collector of Worlds.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know if you've ever watched Krypton, Rob, but have you the show?
I did.
I thought they did Brainiac fantastic in that show. I thought
I like Krypton. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought that's
an underrated show.
That's what I hope Brainiac looks like. So he looks so creepy and iffy, and I hope he looks like that in Man Tomorrow. I just hope he doesn't just look like a green guy, and that's my biggest fear. So that's what I'm hoping, that he doesn't just look like, I'm Brainiac, and then like there's a dance off. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen.
I am Brainiac.
Yeah, where he's like, he said, "Look, I'm Superman, bitch," and then the Crypto fights him, and he's like, the Supergirl trailer. Ryan, you want to cover the Supergirl trailer?
Yeah, so I really like this trailer as well. I'm slowly starting to really like Millie Adcock. I really like her in the role. Lobo, I'll be perfectly honest, I'm a complete outsider on him. I don't know all that much, but I like Jason Momoa, so I'm glad that he's here. This got me plenty well excited for this. I liked the song in the trailer. I liked how it looks, and I wanted to see more. So for the most part, what James Gunn's been doing has been impressing me quite a bit.
My only issue with it, I hate how the way the guy, the main villain looks with all the piercings. I'm like, I kind of wish, because I liked how, I know people say it looks like a Ravager from Guardians of the Galaxy, but I just think, I like the eyes, but I just don't like the way it looks, because I feel like he looks like he belongs in Mad Max. He doesn't really look like he belongs in Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
Are you complaining about Mad Max now, Collins? Mad Max is awesome.
I mean, I love Mad Max. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just like I said. I like how he looked in the comics, and I just don't like how it just looks weird. I don't know. That's my issue with it.
I think he kind of looks like a Cenobite myself, and I think that looks great.
Cenobite from Hellraiser.
I mean,
pain is pleasure, and pleasure is pain.
I mean, Pinhead has the pins. This guy is Studhead. He just has the studs.
Stud.
No tears. It's a waste of good suffering.
Oh, great. You're making me want to go watch Hellraiser tonight. You're making me, Rob. That's such a good film.
You should.
Supergirl trailer. I honestly liked the trailer a lot. I thought Lobo was fantastic, and I love seeing the Krypton shots and everything. And it seems like the story is really like, okay, she has so many days to cure her dog because her and the dog are poisoned. And so she's gonna get back and
have you read the comic?
I have, and I know that the comic I don't want to spoil it for these guys, but I know what happens in the comic is not what.
Yeah, well, with the dog, with Crypto especially,
I know what you're talking about.
It's a misdirect.
Yes, in the books a misdirect, but in the actual movie, I think it's gonna be a legit thing, because it's like that's the way when you see Supergirl with her neck and the things on her neck in the trailer, I'm like, it looks like in that shot right there. Matt, pull that shot up.
Which one?
That one right there. The girl right there. See, that's where I'm like, I think it's not going to be a misdirect in this one. Because see their face. You can see.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's a misdirect. I definitely think that this is
the book is a misdirect. The book just. Wait.
I think the little girl, because she's often having a revenge quest to go after the man that killed her family. I think she might be responsible for it, but I don't know if that for a fact. That's just my guess. And you know what reminded me in this trailer? It felt a little bit of the concept of the mixture of John Wick meets True Grit. If you really think about it,
it is supposed to be like a Western, like in the
it's kind of like a Western in space.
That's not a bad assessment. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like John Wick, but it is kind of True Grit's not a bad way to look at it.
Wouldn't it say like it's more like The Quick and the Dead, or kind of, or like Unforgiven?
Yeah, I mean, look, I have to tell you, I think the online discourse against Millie Alcott has been kind of abhorrent and
I've
really
been seeing that. I was like,
gross.
what the hell?
I mean, it's so weird to frame grab people in the midst of screaming or yelling and saying, "Oh, you don't look like a supermodel?" Okay, I mean, none of us do.
What do you want? Pam Anderson is like Supergirl? I mean,
Well, I think Millie Alcott captured all of our hearts in the first season of
House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon, and it's like, aren't we fans of hers?
Yeah.
She's
Look at this shot right here. Look at this shot right here with her heat vision. That looks fucking badass.
Yeah, I mean,
I remember
she
Joe
already
Rogan tapped out after she left House of the Dragon, and midway through when they were casted her for older.
Yeah, I mean, she delivered an incredible performance in House of the Dragon, and I would have thought that all of us genre fans, science fiction, fantasy, horror, whatever, we would have been on her side. Like, we are Millie Alcott fans. Everyone was so pissed when she was replaced. But by the way, she was replaced with an amazing actress.
Oh yeah, Emma
Darcy.
Yeah, Darcy.
And they go, they're non-binary, don't care. I'm a huge Emma Darcy fan. I think she's one of the most beautiful people on earth. I love them to death. And I would say that but I also love Millie Alcott. I think she's incredible. And it's so weird to see people like this weird backlash against her when she's already delivered. I mean, she was the foundation of House of the Dragon, those first couple of for 4 episodes or whatever. She was amazing.
Yeah.
Like she was so good. And she'll bring an attitude, and how quickly we as genre fans forget. Like, it's so weird to me to think that people suddenly just don't like her or don't think. I mean, she does not look like a California girl, certainly.
It's because she's British.
Yeah, and it's like, you're mad. Like I can't, this to go back to my porn, Star Wars XXX, as if any of you would kick her out of bed. I mean, seriously, she's a great actress.
Absolutely.
And she proved that to us in House of the Dragon. She was amazing. So I would think that everybody, this is what I don't get. Why do we as genre fans of science fiction, fantasy, and horror, how do we not look at her casting as Supergirl and go, oh, clearly, if she brings the intensity, and then if you read Tom King's Woman of Tomorrow, it's like it's all right there. Like I would say that everything DC is literally adapting a classic Supergirl story that is badass. And Lobo was not in the original story, but I don't understand why we wouldn't support that. Like, everything we want is fealty to the comic books, casting somebody who we already love from House of the Dragon. What haven't they done? And yet people are like, this movie's already over.
And James Gunn, even James Gunn said it from day one from his announcement slate that this is going to be more of an adaptation to Woman of Tomorrow.
And to quote Ben Affleck, it's the internet. The internet exists just to bitch and moan and watch porn.
The internet is a communications tool used the world over where people can come together to bitch about movies and share pornography with one another.
Right, but here's what I would expect. Your show is a perfect example. The discourse. We're having good discourse.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to intelligent fans? I call them on my channel Imagination Connoisseur.
It's called grifters now.
It's grifters.
Well, I don't think it's just grifters. I think it's people that have forgotten. They've forgotten what they loved in the first place. It's one thing. Look, I don't begrudge anybody, any man or any woman who's trying to make money. Say what you want, cultivate your audience, get paid. That's fine. But we are fans of science fiction, fantasy, and horror in all of its myriad forms, whether it's novels, comics, video games, movies, television. And if we're not capable of recognizing what can potentially be good, we're the problem.
I agree.
I mean, and the funny thing is my entire life, and people have said, Rob, how can you be critical of people? I'm critical of people that suck. I'm critical of people that don't do the work. But I don't see that from Supergirl. I see that everybody is trying to cook. Let them cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
also,
keep
James
seeing-
Gunn is a freaking comic book nerd. He understands the material.
People act like James Gunn, like, oh, James, that's all you see, like, all the people that are hating on James Gunn. It's James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff. And I'm like, here's the thing. James Gunn even admitted, I was doing Peacemaker at the time. I was not on set. I never stepped foot on set as Supergirl. And he said he gave notes before the script. They went before cameras. But he said, I never was on set, never gave direction. He said, the writer and the director, he said, Greg Gillespie and Anna Carrera, I think her name is, they said those two, he said, were like, those two were in charge of the production the whole time. I never once. And he said, even Lanterns, he says, I never even gave script notes or stepped foot on set. He said, gave notes in the edit of Lanterns. And so
he may have been responsible for the casting or the pitch. That's the only thing he was responsible for.
Yeah.
Well, again, this weird, like, I'm a huge James Gunn fan.
Me
I
too.
was
Slither is still the best movie he's ever made.
I was lucky to work with him on a film back in 1999. He wrote called The Specials that Craig Mazin, who created Last of Us.
Is that the one with Ryan Reynolds?
No. The Specials had Thomas Hayden Church, Paget Brewster, Rob Lowe, and James Gunn's in it. He plays Minute Man.
It's like a bunch of superheroes, right? Like,
yeah, the world's 7th greatest superhero team. Very low budget.
I could have swore I could have swore Ryan Reynolds was in that, but
no, he's not. He's not.
Who is it? Is Nathan Fillion in that one?
Nope. But it is Thomas Hayden Church. It's Paget Brewster. It is Sean Gunn's in it. You can watch the trailer. It's pretty funny. We made it for $1 million.
That sounds like I'm gonna have to check that out.
And James Gunn wrote it, so I'm a huge fan of James Gunn. But because he's a great guy and he really believes in what he's doing. And what's so funny, if you look at him and you see, like, oh my God, he made Slither and he made Super, these $2-3 million movies, and he gets promoted to do Guardian. Here's how weird the fan community online is. How do you dislike the guy that made Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, and 3? And The Suicide Squad. Somebody made a live action version of Starro. And as a lifelong Justice League fan, I'm like, there is no way I would ever see Starro in a movie. And oh my God, not only was that giant starfish in the movie, but so was the little things that clamped onto everyone's faces. But he did that. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe Starro is in a fucking movie.
Yeah,
and there it is.
It's just what it is. It's online. There's online bots that are like, restore the Snyderverse. James Gunn sucks. Fire James Gunn.
But also,
Hamada. Now they're doing it with James Gunn. It's whoever's in charge. It's not.
By the way, Walter Hamada made Primate at Paramount, and Primate fucking ruled.
Look, what people act like Walter Hamada made two. Like Walter Hamada made Aquaman, which is the biggest movie like of DC that the DC EU.
It's the biggest Snyderverse movie because he cast Momoa's Aquaman.
That's true.
Which Zack Snyder. I know Zack Snyder had no involvement of Aquaman, and it was mostly Walter.
He had no involvement after that whole Justice League situation when he was done filming, and then someone backtracked.
Which I was thinking about because I watched last night. I was watching Wonder Woman, and I was thinking, I was like, I looked up, I'm like, it seems like once Aquaman made $1 billion, Walter Hamada's mandate was, hey, every film now going forward has to be the same tone as Aquaman, a lighter, more fun movie. And that just became like the blueprint for the DCU going forward up until The Rock tried to do his coup.
The funny thing is, though, I mean, like, I love Man of Steel.
Me too.
And to be honest, I love Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Same.
And Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, the ultimate cut, the ultimate edition is I think the real problem with Zack Snyder's vision was in that movie, because you made a Batman Superman movie that has no joy in it.
No,
it is the most dour, and there's so much in it that I love. Like when he delivers a mason jar of piss to Holly Hunter. Come on. That is not the whole killing of Jimmy Olsen as a photographer. The whole nightmare scene when, oh my God, Earth is being turned into apocalypse. Nobody knows what that is.
And also, why couldn't you add that scene at the very end to set up Justice League? That could have been a better way to do that. Instead of you did it through the midpoint of the movie, and then you don't bring it up later in the film.
No, the film is just a bunch of wrong-headed. If that movie should have been awesome, and I do kind of love it, but I love it despite itself. I mean, that movie. If any movie needed to be brighter, and it's that movie, man. That movie is so hateful and dark, and there is no joy. That movie should put a smile on your face. I will say this: the opening scene with Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne running into the conflagration at the end of Man of Steel is one of the greatest openings of any movie
love that
ever.
so much
because you're showing a different angle and how Zack Snyder constructed that opening sequences.
Oh my!
Have you seen that YouTube comparison when you showed the scene in Man of Steel and showing BVS? That was on point. Zack Snyder knew what he was doing.
Brilliant. And there are scenes like when Luthor introduces Superman and Batman to each other. It's ridiculous that Metropolis and Gotham are across the bay from one another, and they don't.
Yeah, they wanted to make it more like a sister cities, and you're like, why?
That was the dumbest shit. I mean, to me, Metropolis is New York, Gotham is Chicago. It's Chicago mobs of the 20s. It's all the bootleggers and all that. It's Dick Tracy. It's Chicago. The idea that they're Superman and Batman don't know who each other are. You didn't think Superman like casually flew over, that would have taken him 10 seconds and scanned the entire Metropolis and found Batman? It's so
Joker.
dumb. And you know what? The relationship between Bruce Wayne and Diana is great.
I like it. It's like foreplay.
He should
the whole banter.
Yeah, but he should. If I made that movie, he would have tapped that shit.
He probably would have.
I mean, Superman has a sex scene.
Didn't Zack Snyder put out that comic book when he was going down on Wonder Woman? That whole comic book.
That was Catwoman.
Catwoman. Yeah, I thought that. Never mind.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Wonder Woman's been in a man's world for a long time. I mean, I have a friend that I went to USC with years ago. He was convinced that all Themyscira, how you want to pronounce it, that all of them were lesbians. And I said, look, you can't call a society of all women lesbians, because that idea stems from the fact that there was a male or female. There's one or the other. But if you're part of an only female relationship, we look upon it as a lesbian civilization, but it really isn't. You can't call a civilization that had no men lesbians. They're just people that happen to have sexual needs or whatever. And we don't even see that. But how great would it have been to see Batman, the cunning linguist that he is, take Wonder Woman downtown?
I mean, it's Wonder Woman. She's super strong. I think she will dominate him.
You've seen Creature Commandos, right, Rob?
Yes.
Did you see? Remember when Clayface is like, he said, "What is the mascara? Lesbians," and then there's like lesbians.
I know, but you can't call it that, because if that's the only people that exist, that identity issues. But I'm just being facetious. But the thing is, that movie is not fun. It's so dour. There's no fun in it. It's all like, oh my God, end of the world, Sturm und Drang. We're all gonna die. You've got to
Superman just goes around murdering people like left and right. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Like if I kill these people, I'm like, you're Superman. You're supposed to kill. Like you're Superman.
There's no.
You mean Batman? That's Superman.
There's no even joy in that movie. There's no Batman and Superman are at odds.
Yeah.
You know, it's. I think that movie's problematic.
Yeah, but he wanted to make it a lot more realistic and dark, and not just having.
I know it's a post 9/11 real world.
But why does it have to be dark? Like, why can't it be like Batman? Like, I would have gone the other direction.
I think, Rob, what it is people wanted, because they were trying, like in 2006, people wanted what Man of Steel, but then they got Superman Returns, and in 2013, they wanted Superman 2025, and instead they got Man of Steel. And in 2025, they were expecting more Superman Returns, and they got Superman 2025. It's like the audience is always they're at a discombobulate because every time they put a Superman movie out, they just miss the mark every time because it's
But I think Man of Steel's a great science fiction first contact story.
And it was a great Elseworld story.
I really liked it. I really like Man of Steel. I like Everyone Loves Cavill as Superman. But again, Cavill's not having fun.
He's one bad day away from becoming Homelander.
We're like Omni Man, really.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, when he saves the kids, you know what? If I had made that movie, when young Clark, 12-year-old Clark, whatever, saves all of his kids in the bus, they would have kept the secret. The kids would have been like, they would have smiled, and then we have your son Clark did this and blah blah blah.
Well, to be fair, kids have big mouths. They would spat out in their children.
But it's a Superman movie, and the whole point is that those kids would have recognized what Clark did, and they would have kept the secret away from the adults.
That's true,
and that would have been the fun. That would have been a fun thing to play off of, and that's why Lana Lang, even though it's not a part of the movie, that's why Lana Lang knows who Clark is. And all of those kids would have been the first proponents of Superman. That's what they should have done. To have Karen, yo-yo white girl Karen jumping, your son, that was the wrong way to go.
Pete Ross opened up his mouth. Pete Ross.
I mean, but the funny, if you had those kids, like, did you see Clark? Did he rescue the bus? If you had a succession of cuts where all these kids are like, what are you talking about? Clark's just a kid like us. And just shown everybody and then cut to a scene where all of these characters bought Clark lunch or bought him a cake. Yeah. It would have been a joyous moment.
Which
Zack Snyder doesn't know how to do that.
I mean, I will say why the scene really worked for me, because it adds later to what Jonathan is trying to tell him, that once you reveal yourself to the world, it will change everything.
I know, but it's still dour. It's still dour. The fact is, Superman can help people individually, maybe not the world at large. But the thing about those kids acknowledging him, Smallville knows what he can do. The kids know what he can do. And the thing is, all of that, they have to make like James. The problem with what James Gunn did, and I like his movie, it's fine, is that he made Superman too ordinary. He went in the wrong direction. And that's my favorite moment. The only time in that movie that Superman is when Lois Lane asks to interview him, and he sits down, he leans forward, and he says, Miss Lane. That his change in his voice, I'm like, that's Superman. And I kept waiting, when is that guy going to show up?
Yeah.
And he's just like a douche. I mean, he's so like, he never gets an opportunity to be great.
You know what he reminded me of? He reminded me of Will Arnett in the Lego Batman movie, where he's like, I'm not as Clark Kent, but I hear that guy's awesome. Kind of like that, where he's like, I'm not. Like, It kind of reminded me if he's like Lego Batman, but Lego Superman, where he's like, I'm just making myself like, hey, Clark, how you doing? I'm great, Clark. And he says, okay, Matt.
Yeah, I really loved the trailer more. I liked it than the first trailer itself. I thought it was a great song choice. It really increased my excitement level, and I can't wait to see it.
I think, I'm excited. Those are our thoughts on the Supergirl trailer. Do you think this is a great trailer? Do you think this is a bad trailer? Or do you think, it doesn't really move the needle for you? Let us know in the comments and leave us your thoughts below.